from the Indian side on why Pakistan is looking so nervous, acting so nervous, behaving so nervous. Almost embarrassing. I mean, next they'll be calling Mozambique for support. Maybe North Korea. Barrister Zahid Saeed, Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao, Group Captain Sultan Ali. Maybe you'll call the Maldives for support next. Right? Or Liberia for support in your NSG bid. It's almost amusing. Seshadri Chari, Maruf Raza and Sushant Sareen from the Indian side. Let me start by asking you, Sushant Sareen, and get you on the debate to start with our Pakistani friends. Why are they behaving like this? It's almost as if, they've been hit by some kind of, diplomatic bomb. Sushant? They just don't know what to do. I mean, Modi went to America. We're close to the NSG. We are in the missile technology control regime. Serious support for a UN Security Council bid. We're a big nation, a large economy, a powerful country, and we are a democracy. Now, we're not a banana republic like the Pakistanis. So what's bothering them? Sushant, in your view, and then we'll take the debate forward.
Let me tell you what's bothering us.
One second.
I'll tell you what's bothering us.
One second. Yeah. Sushant Sareen and then Brad.
I'll tell you what's bothering them.
Yeah.
See, number one, when the Pakistanis start quoting principles in foreign policy, that's when they are really spooked, number one. Number two, for the Pakistanis to quote principle in foreign policy or certain norms in foreign policy issues is a classic case of the devil quoting the scripture. Now, the Pakistanis are actually ruining their own case. They are clearly feeling that they're isolated. They're not getting any traction. And that isolation is only mounting. And what they are doing, the way they are behaving and the way they are reacting, I think they're spoiling their own case. By saying that, look, if India gets an NSG membership, then the balance of power will spoil, and then, we are really going to behave like nasty kids, and we are going to make more nukes as though they are not making nukes right now, as though they are not indulging in proliferation right now, as though they are not developing missiles or stealing that technology from other countries right now, but they are going to bandy this threat to the rest of the world. Essentially what it's called holding a gun to their own head, that this is what we are going to do. And they think that it will scare the rest of the world, and probably the rest of the world will kowtow to their bad behavior and either stall India's membership or also get them in. I don't think that is really going to be very helpful for the Pakistani cause, because it will only show them up to be even more irresponsible than what they already are. So I think that is one of the traps which they are falling into, and it would be better for the Pakistanis to improve their record, to show that they are a responsible country, for their leaders not at the drop of the hat to threaten a nuclear conflagration in the region, to threaten some kind of a nuclear Armageddon
to be like
if they were to behave like a responsible country, then perhaps in a few years from now, there might be a chance of the Pakistanis also being treated like a normal country. Otherwise, I think they're barking up the wrong tree.
Barrister, the only thing is...
May I say something?
I'll coming to you only, but I just want to say one line before that. You can't behave like crybabies,
Okay.
You can't behave like crybabies.
Okay.
You run to China to seek support, to block India's NSG membership after, you are going to South Korea, New Zealand, Russia, and some of us are being told that now you're sending a special team to Fiji. What do you expect to get from Fiji? You're sending a team to Fiji to get their support to enter the NSG? I mean, you must be out of your mind, Barrister. Why are you doing this?
May I say something?
Go ahead. Please.
I'll answer. I'll answer you.
Yeah, but why are you sending a team to Fiji?
Look.
Why are you sending a diplomatic team to Fiji?
We are doing this because India produced its nuclear weapons and arsenal by diverting plutonium from civilian projects.
Oh God.
And you, through this system, will get enough plutonium in civilian projects, which you will divert again. And therefore, there is a threat.
Obviously, the barrister doesn't know the first thing about nuclear technology.
He doesn't know.
No. Number two, wait, let me finish. Number
He's
two,
mouthing the line which is given to them by their so-called technologists.
Non-proliferation treaty. Let me finish. You're not a member of the non-proliferation treaty. and you will not submit to full scope safeguards, which is an essential condition of the of this group of security. So you will not submit to these things. You see it as a venue for diverting more plutonium and to create nuclear weapons. This is the concern here, and for that we will go to the Maldives. Don't worry, we'll go to Antarctica to stop you.
You should. I really think that you should. But can I have a piece of advice?
I've given it. That's
I have a piece of advice.
India is a sovereign state.
Okay,
How is Mexico better than Mozambique?
I have
or
a question.
any other
I have a
country?
question. I have a question. One second. I think we should do a general knowledge section now. A general knowledge section. I would like to invite Air Vice Marshal Abid Rao and Group Captain Sultan Ali with Maruf Raza and Seshadri Chari. Question, sir. Who is AQ Khan? Who is AQ Khan? Abid Rao?
AQ Khan is the man who made the state of Pakistan a nuclear state. Now listen to me.
No, one second.
As far as the high technology is concerned,
I'm allowed a follow-up
every country
question.
indulges in acquiring this through legal or illegal means.
Right.
How did America acquire nuclear technology? It was smuggled from Germany. How did Israel get this technology? How did South Africa get? So Pakistan also has a right to get this technology, no matter what means are used.
Oh, no matter what means are used.
Pakistan also.
No matter what
Yes,
means.
absolutely.
And that's
So
why
there is nothing
This is the
as
reason why you are a
indigenous
banana
as far
republic.
as.
Pakistan used it.
No, we
This
are not
is
a
the
banana.
reason you are a
If we
banana
were a
republic.
banana
Use the
republic, you would
Canadian-
have been sitting happy and relaxed. If your prime minister can go to Mexico for that support, we can go to Fiji, we can go to Mozambique, we can go to any state that matters.
Yeah.
The question is, foreign policy is all dynamic. It is changing all the times. So sometimes you take the lead, sometimes we take the lead. It doesn't matter.
Okay,
the issue is, in case the balance of power goes bad, you are going to suffer equally. And all other nations who have so far been watching these two countries, they've called numerous issues at the flashpoint,
So you failed the
nuclear
question.
flashpoint in the region.
Seshadri Chari. Seshadri
Say
Chari.
again, please.
Seshadri Chari.
First of all,
Seshadri Chari. Seshadri Chari. Seshadri Chari is responding. Seshadri Chari.
Arnav, the most-
conflagration right now.
Mr.
on your
Chari.
Arnav, the
television
most
channel.
important element that we should now remember in this case is however much Pakistan may want to equate itself with India, the world is not ready to equate Pakistan with India.
Well said.
Today in Pakistan, the only country where they can look up to for some support is China, and being a member of NPT, in spite of being a member of non-proliferation treaty, what China has done to Pakistan, in his own admission, they have said that we have every right to enrich plutonium, we have every right to go nuclear by whatever means available, even smuggling. So he has admitted to smuggling.
That's true.
And thereby shot at his own foot. Even by his own admission, Pakistan does not qualify to become a member of NSG, which China wants. It is only China and Pakistan which are trying to equate Pakistan with India. And please remember, those who are talking about balance of power should also remember that in 1971, when India and Bangladesh were fighting a war of liberation and freedom, it was the same America which brought 7th Fleet to threaten India in support of Pakistan. Where did your regional balance go at that time?
Yeah, well said.
When China was supplying nuclear fissile material to you, where did your balance of power go at that time? When you were selling the souls
international relations,
when you were selling
may
the
not
souls
apply
of
to future.
terrorists to America,
Pakistan was
in the
only
name of
placed in
protecting
1971
American
in
interest in
Bangladesh.
Afghanistan,
Now things may not be same.
you are
Things may not
arming
repeat that
yourself
way.
to teeth.
America itself
When Pakistan was
smuggled this
supplying, when
technology
China
to
was
Israel.
supplying arms to you, where did the balance of power go, mister? So don't talk about balance of power now. India is talking to the world from a
Seshadri,
position
I
of
have said
strength. You are talking to the world from a
may not
position
apply
of
to future.
You are talking to the world from a position of a derogatory power. So remember that.
That is what you think.
Don't equate India.
That is what
Don't
you think.
equate India
what
and
it requires.
I'm
Pakistan.
amazed at the pettiness of Indian mindset.
No.
That you call us a banana republic, yet you are worried about us.
No, because we are worried
No,
about
we are not worried about you.
we are concerned.
We are not at all worried about you.
The world is concerned about.
What are you worried about?
The world. I'll explain.
We are worried about.
Leave
we
the
are
world to
worried
themselves.
about a rogue state.
You worry about yourself.
We are worried about a rogue
You
state.
are not yet
We are
a
worried about
superpower.
the
You
nuclear
are not yet a
arsenal
superpower.
falling into the
We can
hands of
tackle you.
Abid
We can tackle you. Don't worry about it.
Abid Rao, listen.
And the whole world is worried.
Abid Rao, listen.
The whole world is worried.
Abid Rao, listen.
When the Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the terrorists are being bred in our neighborhood, the entire Congress stood up and clapped and agreed with him.
India does not look nice talking about terrorism. You have been exporting terrorism since 1971.
You should be ashamed.
Espionage is still
we are
acceptable.
not at all equating
All
ourselves
countries
with
indulge in this.
Pakistan.
Sarabjit,
It will be the
your
biggest
terrorist
insult for us.
Sarabjit was caught in late 80s
don't
who
insult
caused
us.
bomb explosions. When
And talk
Pakistan
only
didn't
about
have Taliban,
NSG.
we didn't have Mujahideen.
Talk only about NSG now.
Abid Rao, you
start
wrote
from
1 second. I have
convention
one second. Abid Rao, listen to me. Listen. Well, first of all, we are not worried about you. If you say you're worried about us, and that is our greatest accomplishment, I am really sorry for the people of Pakistan today. The kind of governments that they have unfortunately had, the banana republics, the dictatorships, the completely out of control military.
That is our business, not
70
yours.
years after independence, the only thing, 70 years after independence, the only thing that they have to call to their credit is the fact that India is worried about them. That's the only achievement of the Pakistani nation, which
India
is
is
a
scared,
non-nation.
not worried, scared.
It's like saying
Let
that
me use that word.
It's like Osama bin Laden.
I'll tell you.
It's like Osama bin Laden. Who
I'll
have
tell
said
you
that
about
my great achievement is that America
the
is scared of
Indian
me.
nation in the Pashto language.
Right, one second. Now listen.
Listen.
Barrister, listen.
You know
Control
what they
yourself.
say in Pashto?
Barrister, control yourself.
In Pashto they say
Barrister, control yourself.
that
I don't
the
understand.
Gujarat Gidad
Barrister.
Amrike Talarshi no Shershi.
Achha, 1 second. Now, Barrister.
No, this is your example.
Please.
कि गुजरात का गीदड़ जब अमेरिका जाता है तो शेर बन जाता
Barrister
है.
Saeed,
तो ये
control
तो
your
तुम लोग-
language, please, or I'll mute your voice. Now, the fact is this. That you wrote to the US Senate Committee on Foreign Relations, and don't you dare speak in that language about our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. You so wrote to the US Senate Committee. You only reveal the level of you only reveal your own level, your own pathetic and despicable level when you speak like that. Barrister Saeed, I know the depths to which the Pakistani government is sunk, but you don't need to bring it down further. Now, you wrote to the US Senate on Foreign Relations stating that Pakistan's desire, Maruf, I want you to come in along with, at this stage, Group Captain Sultan Ali. You wrote to the US Senate Committee on Foreign Relations stating that Pakistan's desire to participate in the NSG stands on solid grounds of technical experience, capability and well-regarded commitment to nuclear safety. It's such a joke, Maruf, because their so-called hero, AQ Khan, was busy selling designs in the black market globally of uranium enrichment centrifuges to North Korea. I want to know whether, Maruf, someone like Sultan Ali will be able to say no to that.
Also Libya and Iran.
In fact, and shockingly, Maruf, instead of acting against him, then military dictator Pervez Musharraf pardoned him after he gave a televised confession in which he admitted selling the technology, but said, I acted alone. Remember that, Maruf? Can I just have Maruf in, please? Group Captain Sultan Ali, please will you ask the other gentleman next to you to control himself for a while? Yes.
Arnab, we've heard the Pakistani argument with the exception of Group Captain Ali. I'm sure he'll have some strong points to make. But I just want to put a few facts on the table. The first thing is that Pakistan's nuclear program, by various brochures published and various documents published in international journals, including American journals, have very clearly pointed fingers to China building up Pakistan's nuclear program. It is not entirely AQ Khan who is a single man genius. That even a book brought out by Andrew Small says so. and a dossier published by the IISS dated 2nd of May 2007, which talks of Pakistan's illicit nuclear program, points very clearly both to A.Q. Khan's illegal network and the Chinese factor, which began with A.Q. Khan's first visit to China officially in September 1976 when he went for Mao's funeral. And it is all recorded. The reason why Pakistan now wants to enter the NSG, apart from desperately trying to seek parity with India in all geostrategic issues, is because Pakistan desires legitimacy now to do the same trade that they've been doing illegitimately for decades. The second point that we need to understand, that the same countries that have raised an alarm about Pakistan's illicit nuclear program, and the learned Pakistanis who are shouting on the other side of the show today will admit that many of these countries were shocked when the 2 bags that were recovered by Muammar Gaddafi's regime and sent to Dulles Airport in 2004, one of them carried designs in Chinese language on how to build nuclear technology. And that is all evidence that is recorded. So therefore, China will continue to support Pakistan both to strategically balance India's growth and to keep India's attention diverted towards Pakistan. Equally important, China itself is the lone standing nation in the 48-country informal group which wants to now impose these restrictions on India. Everybody else is on board. And sooner or later, India will get in there because India already has an NSG waiver given some years ago for India to get into nuclear commerce. All our program has been built on legitimate grounds. Otherwise, the NSG would not have given us a waiver in the first instance. It's a question of time when we'll get membership. Pakistan has to cross a number of hurdles before Pakistan will be taken seriously by the international community, because the very NSG which they are trying to enter was set up to stop illicit trade in nuclear weapon commerce and technology. And you cannot expect them all to turn around and abandon the principle they have stood for. NPT or no NPT. NPT is now passé.
My information is that Benazir Bhutto asked A.Q. Khan.
What about your
my information is Group Captain Sultan Ali, and please do not believe, that, for example, the kind of pathetic language that Barrister Zahid Saeed uses, which only disgraces his own standing, which is unfortunate tonight. I'm asking you tonight, is it true or not that Benazir Bhutto asked A.Q. Khan to sell nuclear secrets to 2 countries? Is it true or not? Now, as a defense analyst, is it true or not that Benazir Bhutto told A.Q. Khan to sell nuclear secrets to 2 countries? Yes or no?
Okay.
Yes or no,
if you're ready to listen to me, I would like to thank Mr. Maroof, first of all, for bringing on board a number of publications, but unfortunately, he has read only a few of the books. If you have read Brigadier Feroz Khan's book, Eating Grass, you will realize he expresses in that, as being privy to our nuclear program, that Pakistan pursued a dual approach towards nuclearization.
Did Benazir Bhutto, Dr. A.Q. Khan is known as the father of your illicit atom bomb, right? He was also at the center of a proliferation network. I am asking you, did Benazir Bhutto ask him to sell nuclear secrets to 2 countries? Yes or no? Yes or no?
No.
Yes,
no,
absolutely yes. You're lying.
No,
absolutely yes.
No,
you're lying, sir. With respect to you, sir.
No,
I think you should see. There was an interview. Did Dr. Khan give an interview? Did Dr. Khan give an interview to the Jung Media Group? Did Dr. Khan give an interview to the Jung Media Group? Did Dr. Khan give an interview to the Jung Media Group in which he said? Did Dr. Khan give an interview to the Jung Media Group in which he said that the then Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto summoned me and named the 2 countries which were to be assisted? Did he say that or not?
Look.
Did he say that or not?
You tell me that Dr. Surinder Chaudhary...
You answer my question. Maroof, is he answering my question? Why is he dodging it? Why is he dodging it, Maruf?
Please talk to me. You've asked me a question.
He is not.
He's not answering my question.
Chaudhary.
Your Prime Minister was at the heart of the illicit drug
sanctions
Ornab,
trade.
Yes,
Department for selling
Ornab, may I bring
secrets to Iran. Please.
May I answer that question, Ornab?
Go on, Maruf.
May I answer that question?
Go on, Maruf, go on.
Where did you get the plutonium for your...
May I answer that question, Arnab?
Yeah, go
the
on,
straight answer to your question is that from top down, the Pakistani establishment is always in a state of denial. In 2004, when confronted with the evidence from the United States about Pakistan's illicit trade with Libya, Musharraf denied any knowledge of it when all along from 1976 to 2004, A.Q. Khan was operating under cover and umbrella of the Pakistani military establishment, including traveling to China and other countries under aircraft protection given by the Pakistani military. And Musharraf, having denied it, was then Pakistan was faced with the embarrassment subsequently of having denied Osama bin Laden's presence in Pakistan when he was physically lifted out as a dead man by the United States. So please don't deny, sir. You want a membership in the NSG, fine. But then set your house in order and come out with the honest facts.
But you have not answered my question about Dr. Surender Chaudhary, your own nuclear scientist who has been sanctioned by the US State Department for selling the nuclear secrets to Iran. And you check up the register of the United States State Department, he has been formally sanctioned. So please, people who live in glass houses, do not throw stones.
Let me ask you a question.
Then if he was, Group Captain Saab, Group Captain Saab, if he was, Ornab, my question is, if he was, then why is the US supporting our membership of the NSG and not supporting Pakistan's membership of the NSG?
Only because the US is scared of the growth of China. They want to use you as a bulwark against China. Because India is scared of China, because the US is scared of China, and that makes you very strange bedfellows. So you are getting together.
Group Captain, you have been used previously by the US and now by the Chinese. You have a record of being lackeys of everybody,
so now you are being used to do the dirty job, of the United States, to try and contain China.
No,
you guys are so scared of China that you are getting into bed with the United States.
Maruf, you ask a very good question. Maruf, you ask a very good question.
Let me remind our Pakistanis.
Maruf, you ask a good question.
Let me remind the Pakistanis. They have a much longer track record of sucking up to the Americans than we will ever have. So don't tell us that we are becoming their lackeys. We are moving in as strategic partners, not their flunkies.
You're not becoming their lackeys, you have become their lackeys, for God's sake. Face the truth.
Wait a second. If you join the suppliers group, will you
maybe Group Captain, maybe you know that sentiment well. Maybe you know that sentiment well,
will you accept
because you've been their flunkies thrice in history and then have been put into the dustbin of history. So maybe you know it better. Thank you for the warning.
So now
but
we haven't become you to suffer the same fate.
You have experienced it thrice and then been dumped into the dustbin of history.
So thank you for the warning. And see what happens to you.
The problem is, one second. The problem is, Group Captain Sultan Ali, I request you not to please get so aggressive tonight. I'm not used to this level of aggression. But one thing which I would certainly tell
you... Oh my God! Arnab.
You're the one who has started the aggression.
Okay, 1 second, please. I'll tell you one thing. The problem is not with anything else. And I empathize with your situation tonight, because your situation emerges from a position of bankruptcy. You see, you move on from deciding whose flunky you want to be. And your problem is you want to be flunky number one. Now the point is, the difference, the Maruf asked a very good question which was not answered by both these gentlemen tonight, since they are representing a country whose only aspiration in life is to be flunky number one. After all, what can a country which is bankrupt, financially, do?
What do you mean now the flunky number one?
Flunky number one is self-explanatory, sir. I don't need to explain it. Viewers understand. Flunky number one. Please look at the dictionary, sir. It's a colloquial expression for someone who is some kind of a diplomatic parasite on whatever they see. Now, the question is this, sir. You say Maruf asked the question, but why are we being supported for the NSG and Pakistan is not? Maruf, if I may attempt an answer to your question. The answer is this, and Seshadri Chari and Abid Rao will respond to this. The answer is, Maruf, that in India, the civilian leadership has control over the nukes. The Prime Minister of India is the chairman of the Nuclear Command Authority. Right? That is not the case with Pakistan. In Pakistan, it is the army that will press the button. And knowing what the Pakistani army does, because it's an extension. What is the Pakistani army? It's not an army. It's an extension of terror groups, financed by terror groups, financing terror groups. Nobody in the world believes that the Pakistani army is an army.
But you are the greatest terrorist because
it's a rogue group.
And the clipping which was taking place.
I understand this. Is it true that does your Prime Minister, nobody in the world trusts you to sign a nuclear deal with you? In 2010, America snubbed your request for a nuclear deal similar to India. Your Prime Minister Gilani went to Washington with folded hands and bended knee. He did a Ashtanga Pranam before the Americans and said, I beg you for a nuclear deal. You are begging for a nuclear deal. They snubbed you.
Arnab,
in 2015.
You seem to be a clairvoyant. You seem to know things.
In 2015.
You are conjuring thoughts.
Listen, Australia. Listen, forget America. Seshadri Chari, tell me, and Abid Rao, tell me, is it true or not, Seshadri Chari, that these desperate Pakistanis were even snubbed by Australia? Australia said, get out. The Pakistani went begging, please lift the uranium supply ban. What did the Australians say? The Australians said to the Pakistanis, please get out. We're not talking to you. And still they keep begging. Is it true or not, Seshadri Chari?
You want me to answer?
No, you can, but after Chari, yeah.
If you go to the history of this NSG movement, you know what happened was, it was first the UK group. What began as a UK group in 1974, immediately after India tested the first Pokhran 1 during Mrs. Indira Gandhi's regime. And even at that time, France, which was not a member of NSG not the member of NSG group at that time, the London group became NSG later on. A French company wanted to supply enrichment facility to Pakistan. At that time, all other countries prevailed over France and said that we cannot trust a country like Pakistan, therefore cancel the order. Subsequently, France became a member of NSG group and that order was cancelled. The distrust of Pakistan goes back to 1974.
That's the point.
After that, the Pakistanis realized the importance of getting at least smuggled enrichment facility processing unit. Therefore, they approached China, and China willingly did it, and as a quid pro quo, Pakistan bartered away a huge chunk of Indian territory which Pakistan was occupying as a quid pro quo, and that is how China got entry into Pakistan, which is now being seen. In the words of China, they have themselves said that an entry of non-NPT signatory needs prudence and caution. It is this prudence and caution that the rest of the world is now exercising when they are trying to deal with China.
You have an image problem.
And deal with Pakistan.
Abid Rao, you understand?
And if you want to know more about the credentials of India, Rafal Grossi, who is the chairman of NSG, Rafal Grossi was in India in November 2015. I am reading out only one sentence from him. He says he met the Indian leaders and said, India has all the elements in place for membership. India has all the elements in place for membership of NSG. This is the statement of the chairman of NSG group. Therefore, if Pakistan has to have this kind of a credibility, they have to work for it. Without working for it, if they just behave like crybabies, they are losing their credibility.
We understand your problem.
They are being reduced to zero state.
So you understand this. Many Indians had also asked this question in 2011. You see, I'm sure, Abid Rao, nobody likes to see a country insulted in the way that you are. But, when the Australians told you to get out, when you went begging for uranium sales, etc., everybody felt that what is Pakistan doing with itself? Is it a country which will go red-faced everywhere? Do the Pakistanis,
let me answer your question
Sultan Ali have
one
no
by
sense
one.
of have no sense of self-respect and
Okay, let me answer your question one by one.
I also
First question is
no, please understand.
no matter who controls the use of this weapon,
No, army
our
controls.
nuclear program was India specific.
No,
if it keeps India at bay, we have achieved our purpose. Whoever will authorize
so fine. So
is
India is
chairman
going to
of
the NSG.
nuclear
Please,
weapon
no, you don't need
that
to.
That is number one.
Yeah, you don't. No,
number
no.
two.
You tell me one question.
As far as smuggling is concerned,
you have an image
America
problem.
smuggled
You admit
this
you have an
program
image
from
problem.
Germany after
You
Second
admit you
World
have an
War.
image problem.
All other countries did
No,
that.
Abid Rao, you have an image problem.
About Pressler Amendment.
Why does the world
Say again,
treat you
please.
like this? I'm genuinely asking you, Barrister Zahid Saeed and Sultan Ali. Please tell me, why does the world treat you like this? Why are you
international relationship, as I said, there is nothing fixed. There are no principles.
Do you believe you have an image
There are
problem?
situations in which
if it
you
was
have
India
to
specific, why did
come
you
out
deal with
a
Libya?
solution for a-
No, why does, okay,
Why
one
did you
question.
send your material to Libya, please?
No, one second.
If it was India specific.
Seshadri Chari, what's my question? My question is, and Barrister Zahid Saeed and Sultan Ali can give a shot at this one.
No.
You see, why, can I ask these two gentlemen? Nobody
when
in the
Russia
world
broke
nobody
in 1989,
in
400
the world
warheads went missing.
Nobody
so
in
there
the
are
world
these big states.
Arey,
They are
nobody in the
responsible
world
for
except
nuclear
China.
proliferation.
Nobody in the world except China, that also partially. Nobody trusts you. Why? What is your problem? In your view, you tell me. Okay, Barrister Zahid Saeed.
The countries that matter to us,
Barrister Zahid, what is the problem? Yeah.
It is not Canada. It is not France. It is India. India in 1974 exploded a nuclear device.
Yes, we did.
And we felt threatened because
Oh,
of what happened in 71.
I'm glad you felt threatened.
Wait.
You felt
Within
threatened.
10 years, we had
Such a
the
sad
capability to match
Maruf.
that. And now we have the capability to outmatch that. And we
Right.
did it the way we did it.
Why does nobody
Yes,
sign us to
and we
nuclear deal with you?
We don't
Arnab, what
care
is-
damn
Arnab-
Why does nobody sign a nuclear deal with you? Maruf, 2 minutes on the debate. Maruf is responding. Maruf, the Pakistanis on Newshour are admitting we feel threatened. I think it's a big admission. I appreciate that admission.
Just two
Please
quick
continue.
points.
Yeah.
Arnab, just 2 quick points.
No, Maruf, you must understand. And I want to thank. Barrister
At the beginning of the program,
Barrister Zahid
Arnab, at the beginning of the program, Arnab, at the beginning of the program, it is the very same Pakistanis who are saying that India feels threatened because of Pakistan.
Yeah, now they say we.
Now, 20 minutes into the debate, they are saying Pakistan is feeling threatened out of India.
They do.
I think they must make up their mind first in the first place.
Both are threatened by each other.
You see.
No, we are not threatened by you. Sorry.
This is wrong.
We are not threatened by you.
This is wrong.
No,
Why are we
not at
enemies?
all. We know your
control
capabilities,
yourself,
sir.
Barrister, control
We
yourself.
know your capabilities.
Control yourself.
We are not worried about you.
Prevented war.
You are like a mosquito sitting on an elephant's skin. You are like a mosquito. Don't ever compare yourself with India, please, for God's sake.
Yeah.
For the sake of Allah. No, don't do that. We are not at all worried about you.
We are better. Don't
You
worry.
can play with your toys,
Sultan,
your
I
nuclear
just-
equipment,
Sultan,
your enrichment process.
You see,
You
your
may
nuclear
be the
defense
greatest
technology.
country in the world.
But
But
for
for
us,
us,
we are not
you
the
are
greatest
nothing.
country
You
at
see,
all.
We have our own pride.
We
You have
are
your own.
worried about
No,
we are
we
worried
don't
about
take
your
this sort
nuclear
of
arsenal
jargon from
falling into the hands of the rogue elements in
We
your
don't
own
take this
country.
sort of jargon from.
you know.
The first country that they will destroy is Pakistan. We are worried about that.
Arnab.
We will have refugees from our country in our country. We are worried about
We
that.
are worried about your intentions. What you
No,
did in
we have
71.
no intentions. We want to
Alright.
be in peace.
Your
We want to
Prime
be in
Minister
peace.
has gone
And
to
you are afraid of
Bangladesh
peace.
and said
Sir,
openly
You are afraid of
that they
progress.
committed aggression.
You are
the
afraid of
aggressors we are
anti-poverty
afraid of.
programs.
You have done state terrorism.
No, sorry, sir.
In Kashmir.
The way you have
All these
treated, the
people
way
are
you have
struggling
treated
for
your
their
own people in
self-determination.
Bangladesh, the way you are treating your own people in Balochistan,
You see-
the way you are treating your own people in Sindh,
Yeah.
The way you are
We may
treating your
treat
own
them
people in the
well
Northwest
or
province.
bad. That is none of your business.
We are worried about that.
We are an independent country.
So we are
a
not
sovereign
worried about
country.
you at all.
We
Sorry.
are not under the Hindus or under India.
My God, you're
You mind
Forget
your
all
own
that.
business.
Forget all that. That is all passe.
Okay, now listen.
Talk
I had only Seshadri Chari. I had such a simple question tonight, and Maruf, I'm coming to you and as Sushant Sareen. Simple question tonight. You see, there is something called self-respect, Marshal Abid Rao. You may be bankrupt, you may be divided, you may have Osama bin Laden in your country and then be caught red-handed. And at some level, you should have some self-respect. You know what happened in 2015? The way in which Nawaz Sharif was treated by the Americans, when you went and begged once again, and you know we have a phrase in Hindi, in Sanskrit called Ashtanga Pranam, where a person just prostrates themselves before someone. You prostrated yourself before the White House. You begged, and the Pakistani media said this time Nawaz Sharif will come back with a civilian nuclear deal. You were told to get out by the Americans. This was almost as insulting as what you experienced in 1971. Why do you keep doing this again and again? And why do you not ask yourself a question, Abid Rao? Why does nobody in the world trust us? Russia, France, UK, South Korea, Canada, Argentina, even Kazakhstan does not trust you. Do you realize your situation, Abid Rao? Why have you reduced yourself to this? Why does nobody
you
do
must
a nuclear
be wishing
deal with you?
that what you are saying
Why does
be
nobody
true?
do a nuclear deal
And
with you?
I
Name
really,
one country which does a nuclear deal with you. Will Fiji
believe
do a nuclear deal
the
with
pettiness of Indian mindset that you draw pleasure from these incidents which are self-created, self-imagined in your
Nawaz
own
Sharif is your Prime Minister.
The countries that matter to us, we have reasonable, there are highs and lows in international relations. You can achieve something, you may not achieve something in one
Maruf and Sushant Sareen.
So,
Maruf and Sushant, highs and lows.
why are you taking pleasure out of this kind of self-imagined failure?
I'm very concerned. Yeah, Maruf, yeah.
Ornab.
Yeah, Maruf.
Ornab,
Yeah.
Ornab,
Yeah.
let me just make 3 quick points. Point 1, what has emerged, and this debate is about NSG membership. It is not about, who is supporting terror and who is persecuting minorities. Those facts are well articulated and put together in articles, journals and books. I don't want to quote all of them.
Sushant.
The central point
Including
of
the Gujarat
my
massacres.
learning today in public has been that all the Pakistanis, sir, please hear me out, that all the Pakistanis, and these are some people who have experience and eminence, have come around to accepting the fact that Pakistan has resorted to illegal trade, stealing, theft, and whatever other activities, all in contravention to the principles of the NSG and other global regimes to build their nuclear program. That has been admitted by them today, which clearly in public domain kills their chances of NSG membership. The second point that has emerged.
Okay, need to close this.
And sir, please hear me out. And you have admitted yourself.
Closing the debate.
What you admitted. Sir, that second point is, and that's simple as that entire Pakistan's narrative is based
Closing the
on
debate tonight.
parity with India, and anti-Indianism is their big bonding adhesive.
Sushant Sareen, and we are closing the debate with Sushant at the last word, please. Sushant and Sultan Ali.
Sushant, very quick points. Just 3 very quick points.
No, make 1 point short of time.
In this entire debate, we haven't mentioned the fact that certain Pakistani nuclear scientists, including a gentleman by the name of Bashiruddin Mahmood, were found involved with the Taliban and with the Al-Qaeda.
Yes.
And there is this fear that there might be transfer of technology to terrorists. Point number 2, the Americans did offer a deal to the Pakistanis in 2015. It would have restored some kind of stability in the region. The Pakistanis stood on the high horse and rejected it. So they are clearly not willing to accept certain norms of behavior.
Closing the debate now. We are really out of time.
Any of these things does not stand. And finally, top senior Pakistani officials, serving officials, have threatened nuclear war and have written articles threatening nuclear war. No international community will ever give any kind of a membership to
you
such
need
an
to do some deep
irresponsible
introspection.
country. I don't think that's going to happen.
You really need to do some deep introspection. Just go back into your own shell and ask yourself why you are in this situation and why India is in this situation. Study the contrast, assess your record, Sultan Ali, then come to a conclusion. Hating India is not a solution.
We are perfectly all right.
Hating India is not a solution.
We are perfectly all right.
Yeah, Sultan Ali, last word. Last word to Sultan Ali.
Then why do you need the membership?
But do it fast.
Good luck, sir.
Sultan Ali, only his audio, please.
Whole lecture on the nuclear suppliers group. I just want to say one thing, that of all the 48 members, even if one stands to oppose the Indian membership, you're not going to get it. So please get your own house in order before looking at us.
Okay. Yeah. And please
That is
take
a saving grace for
please
you.
take care of your
Whatever
record.
study you want to do about your own
Study your
status,
situation,
do it very fast
because we are
before you
getting there, and we are going to get there. I thank you all very much for joining me on debate number 2, on a debate which actually showed one Pakistani panelist saying that we felt insecure. That's a big admission. Thank you for joining me on debate number 2 on the Newshour tonight. Thank you.